Hey cousins, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video I showed you guys how I install the blowout clip-ins and you guys really liked them. You liked the look of them. I did too. So in this video I'm just going to show you just some hairstyles that I'm going to do with it, and I'm going to start by showing you how I prep the hair for the hairstyle. So first and foremost, this is a twist out done on old hair. So I did a twist out on an old wash and go. So this is stretched hair and this is old hair. I twisted it last night. I did about 8 twists in my head total, and this is what it looks like. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prep the blowout clip-ins to prepare to install in my hair so that I can get an overall longer, more stretched look that appears like my natural hair. So a couple of you guys said in the comment section of my last video that you guys really like that style, like kind of talking as I demonstrated. So that's just what I'm gonna do for the first half of this video while I prep the hair. So again, if you haven't seen that video, this is one of the clips, or these are the Hergivenhair blowout textured clip-ins. So my favorite thing about these clip-ins is that they do have the wavy or curlier roots, just like my hair. I will put a clip somewhere in this video just to show you guys that it just really helps when it's like that, and I thought it was well thought out, just because when I do stretch my hair and I wear it in this state all together, it makes it easier to blend, and just makes it easier to blend overall, just because that's what my roots look like. That mimics my actual roots. So I'm just gonna actually twist these clip-ins straight from the weft, and I'll go from there. First and foremost, the products that I'm going to be using is water, of course. I'm also going to be using this, what is it called? The French Argan Oil Conditioner. This is by Sonair Luxury Hair Care. This is what I used for my hair. So this is a rinse out conditioner, and this does contain silicones, but I used this on my hair just as a styler with a little bit of gel on top to achieve this twist out. Then I am going to use some Eco Styler gel. I picked up the green one, no particular reason. That's the one I picked up under my counter just for the ends of this hair. One thing that I was thinking about when I was getting ready to do this video was just that I'm just at a point in my life, and I laugh because it's like, really, she didn't start this, but she's the first person that came to mind when I thought about this. Was I'm really on some Keke Palmer when it comes to like my videos, and I'm just gonna slightly mist the hair, damp it enough to where, you know, it can be ready to take a hold, but I'm not putting very much product in it at all, just because I want it to dry quick, really. And I'm going for more of a stretch look, so I'm taking bigger pieces. But yeah, she was the first person that came to mind, and I'm just holding the hair like right at my legs. So y'all not gonna be able to see it, but I will show you the finished look. But she's the first person that came to mind when it comes to like not wearing makeup, because she's good for like doing events and posting on her Instagram with no makeup on, and a lot of celebrities do that. And like Alicia Keys went on this whole like no makeup, you know, girl power thing, and I already feel some kind of way about Alicia Keys, y'all. Like, I just can't rock with her. But if that's your homegirl, if you like Alicia Keys, you know, no offense to you, but I just, with Alicia Keys, baby, like, she turned me off the minute that she had somebody else's husband. And I don't care what nobody say, it was some overlap going on there. And for Alicia Keys to come out the gate when she first came out talking about, you know, all this girl power, and, you know, just seemed like she was for the woman, and then for you to be with another woman's husband just turned me off. And then she yells, like she yelled too much. She yelled too much for me, y'all. Like, she don't be singing, she be yelling at me. This conditioner smells so good, by the way, y'all. So good. If you watched my video where I was talking about my lace front wig and how I was talking about like how I lay them with that glue. I mentioned a shine spray that I use to kind of get the flakes out of my edges. This is by that same company.
And this is a black-owned business.
You know, anyway, Keke Palmer to me was just more somebody I could relate to when I started to think about like celebrities who do it. Because again, like Gabrielle Union goes without makeup all the time, but baby, her skin flawless, like flawless. And for like, it's a lot of pressure for YouTubers, especially like in this day and age of the YouTube world, to like feel like they have to get like super glammed up and all this to create their videos, just because, you know, those are the videos that are gaining popularity right now. So I'm just doing 2 to 3 twists per weft, and I did put a perm rod on the end just because this is blown out hair, so you can't really like twirl it to make it curly, so I had to have a curl on the end. Growing up, my mother was never that type to say like you can't wear makeup until you're a certain age. My mom encouraged me to wear makeup. Like I'd be going somewhere and she'd be like, don't you want to throw on a little eyeliner, a little mascara? So I've always enjoyed wearing makeup, but you know, as far as like feeling like I have to come on here and just look like a MUA every time I come on screen, like it's too much pressure. Speaking of what we talked about last time as far as like hurt bae, I knew it was coming, y'all. Like I knew it was coming. They did an interview with that boy one-on-one, talking about like how the video has gone viral, and the girl's name is Courtney George, and she's gained like like a whole bunch of followers. She has like I follow her, like for real. But she's gained like a whole, because I just thought, you know, she was a dope natural hair queen and I could relate to her. But just how, you know, like now she has over 130K followers on Instagram, and they just, you know, was talking to him about, you know, why he seemed like he was so just indifferent and unempathetic to how she felt on camera. And so it started out so promising. Like it started out so promising, y'all. And it just went left. Like by the end of the interview, they quoted him as saying, quoting the Kanye West line, talking about I made that bitch famous. And he was like, you know, I'm the most hated man in America, but I've changed, blah, blah, blah. This is why you're the most hated man in America. When you say stuff like that, I get it. Yes, I get it, y'all. Like she signed them up, or she wanted them to do this casting call. But that doesn't mean she wasn't genuinely hurt. Like, that doesn't mean she didn't have stuff she wanted to get off her chest. That doesn't mean she didn't find that as an opportunity to have a conversation with him that he may have been ducking and dodging for years, because he said they have been broken up for like 3 years at this point. But, you know, just to have a conversation for some closure that she's been looking for years. That just because she asked him to do that casting call does not mean that. But one thing that I personally believe is there's no such thing as closure. Like as women and as young women, because you know, this was a young couple. A lot of times, you know, I had to learn this myself. We go looking for closure in a situation, and you want to talk to them, and you just want to find like closure and have this one final, you know, period put on the end of a situation. And to me, there's no such thing as closure, y'all. Like, you can close that chapter, but really, like, I personally don't believe you're gonna find closure from talking to that person. Like, there's no such thing as gaining closure through talking to that other person. You have to find closure through having talks with your God and finding peace within yourself. Because I found over the years, in regards to closure, that it's nothing really that they're gonna, if the relationship is ending because you weren't being treated the way that you deserve to be treated, or in this case, you know, infidelity, or, you know, any kind of line, whatever, it's nothing they're gonna be able to say to you that is gonna be good enough, especially fresh out the relationship, that you're gonna be in a place to receive it the way that you need to receive it. And by that I mean, let's say you go into this and you have, you know, he responded exactly how you need him to. He's sorry, he's apologetic, and you know, how I felt like she was looking for in this conversation. Let's just say that he was sorry and apologetic and he wanted to make it right. Now, because you still in your feelings and need this closure from him, because you just still need something, that's what it is. You still need something from this person. You opening yourself up to walk right back into a situation that God is trying to close for you. He's trying to give you that closure, and you trying to seek it from somebody else. Like, get the closure from God. But if he's given, let's just say he gave her exactly what she needed to hear, and he wanted to make it right. Now you didn't walk back in. And then in the second option, which is exactly what happened, they don't tell you what you want to hear, and you end up hurt even more, and it just keeps you with more and more questions. You have more and more questions, and you want to know details, and you want to know, like, you don't need to know the details. All you need to know is that God pulled you out of that situation. So all this looking for closure to me just opens up a Pandora's box of so much more that just keeps you doing this dance with that person that you don't have to do anymore. You close that door yourself, and then you do some spring cleaning within yourself to seek the closure that you need. Plenty of unfinished business, plenty of conversation. Like, I've actually had exes reach out to me and be like, I just want to have a conversation. Can we not just have a conversation? No, like, why? Like, and this whole, like, maybe so y'all can be friends later. And here's my take on that. The only way that I could be friends with an ex, because I have maybe 2, 1.5 really, depending on how I'm feeling that day, exes that I can be friends with. The way that I feel about being friends with an ex after a relationship has ended is that the only way that I can be friends with you is if the relationship did not end because you did me wrong, basically. Because if the relationship ended because you didn't respect me, you mistreated me, you were unfaithful to me, which means that you lied to me, you know, a number of reasons, you know, you abused me, talked to me bad, whatever. If the relationship ended for any of those reasons, those are not the characteristics of a friend. That's not the kind of friend that I want in my life. If I was auditioning or looking for new friends, which I'm not the type of person to have a lot of friends anyway, that would not be a qualifying, like, you would not be my friend just based on those characteristics alone. So why would I want to be friends with you, knowing what your track record is? If you really wanted to be my friend and you cared about the maintaining the friendship in this relationship, or maintaining the friendship after the relationship was over, then what you would have done was, before you did what you did and mistreated me and let me find out about it, the relationship should have ended with you saying, I care enough about you as a friend to end this before I hurt my friend. So this whole being friends after a relationship ends, there's a very fine line. This is what it looks like. I just twisted it. I have 2 to 3 on each. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces here. And I just twisted them, and I'm going to actually sit these like on a bench and let them dry under my hooded dryer for about an hour, and then I'm going to come back and install them for you guys and show you the final look. Okay guys, so I let the wefts dry, and these are the final results. I've already unraveled the twist and taken the perm rise out, but I will like fluff it out later. So here I'm just sectioning off my hair, and I'm just gonna start clipping in the wefts, you know, into my hair. I didn't braid it down, I just clipped it in to keep a little bit extra body, and then I left a piece out on top to blend, you know, over the track so you can't see the clip-in tracks. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take my hands and kind of like use them as a pick to blend my hair in. Just so that I keep that body, but that it blends in so you can't see really where my hair ends and the other hair begins, and I'll blend it out a little bit more later. Right now, I'm just going to focus on the front. I'm doing a Bantu knot crown. So I'm just going to do 4 Bantu knots in the front of my hair. Very simple. You just twist the hair all the way down to the end and then wrap it into a ball. I don't use bobby pins to secure my Bantu knots because it hurts. But if you need to use bobby pins to secure it, just be really gentle with your scalp. Alright guys, so this is the final results. I put some hair charms in my hair, and then I also did 2 twists in the very back just to give it a little bit more personality. I like just random twists and braids places in my hair. So that was look number 1. And then look number 2 is just going to be more for if you don't want all that hair just flying around and you're going for an updo, but still kind of trendy and carefree, kind of messy. I just wrap that hair around about 2 times, and then I'm going to take some bobby pins and pin that into place. I used about 4 bobby pins, and I made sure that I pinned it at the top just so that it doesn't flap backwards and it keeps that look that I'm going for. I think this is a really cute, fun, free-spirited look, perfect for, say, if you're going to Coachella, even though Beyonce ain't gonna be there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.